We are anonymous. The time has come to discuss a very critical matter, for which seems to be destroying humanity, slowly but surely. Many people have made an interesting choice in their life, and some may have not made the same choice, but do not have proper access to learning material, so as to improve. Is it chosen ignorance or a lack of knowledge, that which plagues humanity? Well, to be honest, it's a little bit of both. Some choose to be ignorant in their actions, and some just lack the knowledge to enable themselves more power. Both are hurting themselves, but the one who chooses ignorance is actually damaging themselves more than those who are without knowledge. Chosen ignorance versus lack of knowledge? One is better than the other. Choose to be ignorant or lack knowledge? Choosing to be ignorant simply means that you stop yourself from learning and nothing more. You have already made up your mind, reinforced with your faith and belief, so as to ignore new knowledge from being learned. This only happens when one has no control of ego, or do not realize their ego is more than they can handle. It is really sad when someone decides to choose ignorance over learning, because they believe they already have the knowledge they need for their entire life. This is false, foolish, and human nature misunderstood by them. They make decisions or choices solely based on old knowledge and past experiences, without imagination or foresight. Their individual limited scope for awareness is limited by their own ego, yet do not see it for what it is truly. A problem. Choose to be ignorant is bad. How would you like to be X'd out because you choose to be ignorant? Would you like your life to end abruptly because you choose to not learn anymore? Would you like for your family to struggle, having to deal with your ineptitude? Who knows? Your ego right this second is pounding to the front of your brain and calling me all sorts of names. That is, if you did not agree with what was said. You probably are contemplating leaving a nasty comment, and you haven't even finished learning from this video. Please, do stop and think about that just for a few seconds. Have you been told something that you learned to be not true? It slams into your ego, like a freight train rams into a parked car on the tracks waiting to get slammed. All of a sudden, something you have learned about is no longer true, and you have to accept it. You must bend with change, otherwise you are left out in the cold to suffer, while people pity you. Lack knowledge. There are more people choosing to be ignorant than there are who have no access to knowledge. Many people pick up a lot of knowledge from the streets of the cities and the people who live out there. More and more kids are learning more dangerous things on the streets, when they should be home safely and learning moral values, which have been on a spiraling decline over the years. The question remains, if the problem is a lack of knowledge, then what has prevented them from receiving the proper knowledge? Well, I am of the understanding that many people seem to be confused about life in general. They lack what appears to be common knowledge to most, but isn't to them. Many attribute the downfall humanity is about to experience, from greed of others and manipulations of factual truth. Americans refuse to look at facts anymore, because so many others have completely manipulated them to appear as something different. Lacking knowledge leads to choosing ignorance. Constantly, people tell me it is impossible to figure out life. The concept itself has bugged or nagged scientists and religious scholars for centuries. But, the concept of life is more than just a concept. It is a living and breathing human being, who has a conscience, a subconsciousness and a consciousness. Thus, they realize an understanding, that they are living life. They know they are in existence and wonder why. Many look for meaning for their life, yet more and more die without one. Many look to God for guidance or purpose, but that points to them not understanding, yet they do not realize it. The simple facts of life really boil down to only a few basic human characteristics, that must be kept in check at all times. Your actions should be honest and not harmful to anyone. You should remain responsible about being honest with yourself and others. You should know that you are connected in life to those who are living around you. You are connected, because you are around them and your actions affect them, as well their actions have an impact on your life. Chosen ignorance negates learning. The beauty of life is that we can control what we do. We can, on an individual basis, prevent other people from manipulating others by standing by the person who is being manipulated. We can show them the truth and let them decide from themselves. It requires a person to always keep an open mind to the possibilities that there are factors that they are not aware of or do not see. Many people think choice is an illusion, as is control. What many people fail to realize is that there is nothing stronger than the human will or its mind. When someone sets out to accomplish a task, their individual focus is streamlined, so as to consciously develop the integrated skills to get the task done. It is amazing the power of the will and mind combined makes. There can never be someone or something else to guide your life, because it or they cannot do the thinking for you, nor can they take the steps you need to take to do whatever it is that you think to do. Chosen ignorance leads to dishonesty. At what point do you realize that you are in control of your mind and your actions? When do you realize your life is yours, to do with as you choose? How much are you willing to let slip by you because of your ego? Do you know who ends up getting hurt because you are unable? Can you grasp a worldview? Many people cannot, because they themselves rather not address other problems than what they already have on their plate. They choose to be ignorant about the things happening around the globe, because they have grown accustomed to life being cruel, nasty, and find most people dishonest in their view. Lacking knowledge is ignorant, so each person is ignorant in some way, shape or form, simply because no one can know everything there is to know. However, I would like to point out that there is a limitation to what we humanity already knows. Thus, one person could possibly learn everything there is to know presently, and still not know everything there is to know. If you lack knowledge, then seek out to learn more. If you are unaware of certain things, then get informed on those topics. If you are aware of things happening, then become an active part of society and make your voice known. It is important to the survival of humanity that more and more people take an active part in society, the local culture and community. Without unified action on each person's part, there cannot be peaceful existence. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us